Hi y'all, I'm Allison. August is creeping up on us fast, and with it, the Magical Readathon that is hosted by G over at Book Roast. That's right, I'm talking about Orilium Academy, the Autumn Equinox. It's going to be starting soon, and this time, I am going to have my TBR ready. Thanks to Nosilla. She's actually on top of the game as well. I'm a little scared by that. Now, if you're not familiar and you don't know who Nosilla is, she is my character that I created. That's an extra layer that G added to this readathon. And I attend school with her. So if you want her backstory and how I created her and everything that's led up to this point, I will have a couple of playlists down in the description for you. So for those of you who know Nosilla, you know that she's quite cryptic and playful, and she never gives me a straight answer on anything. She likes to work in code and just keep me on my toes for the most part. So I got this box along with one that she sent earlier. I'm not quite sure what's in all of these bags. I do know she has to take 8 classes this fall, and the teachers gave a short list of books that would be acceptable. So she was going to make her selections and let me know what they are so I could read along with her. I'm assuming these little bags are going to tell us what books she picked. Why she can't just send me a list of books, I don't know. But we'll play along once again. Let's see. This is Elemental Studies. That is her major. So for the O level, they're doing Element of Earth. And the teacher said that has to have the word Earth in the title. The options are Madhouse at the End of the Earth by Julian Sancton. This is a nonfiction. And then we have Earthsea, A Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula Gwynn. And the other one is The Earth Dragon Awakes. And this is the San Francisco earthquake of 1906, another nonfiction. On the back of the card, there's instructions. So I have to draw a paper to find out what order those go in. And then we're going to pick a river rock. I'm assuming she's talking about one of these. Acquire date. Okay, so we're going to stack them when we got them from oldest to newest. So the newest book will be on the very bottom. I know I've had this one forever because this was one from when I homeschooled my kids. Can I be so lucky? Got a note in here. I got this one March 1st of 2022. And I know this came in an Owl Crate box, so I can find out. Okay, this was an extra selection in the May of 2022 box. Let's stack these in order. So this would be number 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now I have to pick a river rock and match it to the book. And it feels like we've got 3 rocks in here. So I got number 2. All right, so we'll be reading Madhouse at the End of the Earth by Julian Sancton. 1897, there's a Belgian aristocrat sailing towards Antarctica, dreams of becoming the first to reach the magnetic South Pole. And instead, he steers the ship into the sea ice and condemns her crew to a year-long imprisonment in a frozen landscape. And the men descend into madness. So it's a survival story that NASA is still studying today for lessons on the limits that humans can endure. I am really intrigued by this. I'm really looking forward to reading it. So Nosilla and I will be reading it together for our first class for Elemental Studies. Okay, we don't need this bag anymore. So let's go back to our bag of tricks and see what she's got for us. Okay, here's one. Oh no. Okay, we've got a few things in here. There's some numbered cards and a little box. Okay, let's see what our card says. Elemental Studies. So this is for the D grade, which I believe is 2nd level. Nope, this is the final book for that class. Lava snakes is what they will be studying later on in the month. And for this, she sent me a list of books. This is a big stack. I guess she really had a hard time deciding. These all have snakes on the cover. So let me put them down. And let's see what we got. So we have to draw another paper for stacking order. And then we've got dice. So then we're going to roll dice to find out which book it is. Okay. Oh, it just says watch out for snake eyes. Okay, so let's find out what our order is going to be. And no, these all don't use the order thing. I'm surprised that that's how they came out of here by. Okay, because I wanted to do something different from one of three. All right, so our criteria this time. Chapter count. Okay, lowest to highest. This many books. I hope this is going to work. Okay, we've got 19 and an epilogue. And by the way, there are the snakes, Medusa's head. Here's a spineless. I just got this. I'm excited for it. 42 chapters. And here is our snake down here. Demon King. We've got a snake right there. This is the beginning of the 7 realms. I have read this before. Okay, 26. I wonder if I should be writing this down. So far, so good. And then we've got a snake right here in A Deadly Education by Naomi Novak. Oh, this is illustrated. Chapter 13. Okay, so our shortest before was 19, so 13. Sisters of the Snake. I'm assuming there's a snake on here. Yes, in their hair. Okay, I'm going to be mad if it wasn't there. Okay, 45. I think the other one was 42. And our last one is 9,000. Big old snake on the center. 32 chapters. And look, she gave us cards. So there is, our books are now numbered. So now I am supposed to roll the dice and divide the number by 2 and match it to a book. I guess she sent me 2. Yep, there's 2 die. Okay, ready? Just sliding them down, and we have number 9, which cannot be divided by 2. I didn't think that through. Okay. So, I mean, Nosilla didn't think that through. Uh-oh. Okay, apparently Nosilla wasn't thinking this through all the way. I bet she was just trying to get snake eyes on the card, you know, because she thought that would be cool since you have to have a snake on the cover. And that's why she included 2 die, completely forgetting that dividing by 2 only works for even numbers. So we're going to adjust her rules a little bit and only use 1 die. So we'll set this one aside and go ahead and roll again and see what we get. Okay, our numbers don't change though. Number 5. Yay, I get spineless. I just bought this today with a gift card that I had. So excited. This is a middle grade set down in Florida. And we've got some adventurous kids. 12-year-old Algie. Can he survive the swamps of Florida? South Florida. I guess as long as Florida man is not around. Just kidding. And will he keep his asthma attacks at bay long enough to make a scientific discovery and fulfill his dreams of becoming a real naturalist? Okay, so they've got to save themselves, solve a mystery of a hotel's curse, and protect the never-before species before it's too late. They're going to discover a new species. I am so excited for this. I am digging these teachers. They're picking some good selections for us. All right, got all that cleared up. Let's see what else we've got. Okay, here's one. And do the card first. Astronomy. We didn't have a good time in this class last time. Okay, this time the class is Moon Song Ritual. She wrote, these are the last 3 songs I heard. Pick one to find my favorite and then match the title. Let's see. We got to get the books that she was talking about first. Okay, the songs were Hotel California. This book is holding the place of Hotel by Alex Haley. Real Good Man by Tim McGraw. This is The Man Who Died Twice. And Cruel Summer by Bananarama. And Cruel and Unusual by Patricia Cornwell. This is part 4 in the Kay Scarpetta series. Okay, so there's our 3 books. And let's reach in here. It feels like the Easter eggs that she sent us. I'm going to go for this one, the yellow one. Which song? Quite the mix. Let's listen to classic. Cool music, 80s. Okay, Hotel California by the Eagles, which means I will be reading Hotel by Alex Haley. This is actually Airport. So we're going to get like a behind the scenes look at the hotel management and everything. Like this one was a behind the scenes at the airport. There was a blizzard going on and they're trying to manage the crisis. So in this one, we've got a whole bunch of different crises going on at a hotel. So the owner has 4 days to raise the money to keep his property from going under. The hotel manager, who is blacklisted from hospitality before, is dealing with one crisis after another. And then you have a Duke and Duchess in the presidential suite who are hiding a crime. So all of this chaos is going to be going on in this 5-star hotel down in New Orleans in 1965. And I am really excited by this one. It's a thriller mystery. Well, that has to do with astronomy. I don't know. Maybe all of the chaos was just in the stars. Okay, back to the box. Let's get another bag. Here's one. Little bitty bag. And okay, it's got 2 in here. Oh, to induce sleep. Let me get the stack of books that is supposed to go with this one. We have a YA fantasy, Dreams Lie Beneath. Another YA fantasy, Hush Hush. And part 2 in a duology, When Night Breaks. At least I think it's only a duology. Okay, so let's see what we have to do. I'm going to draw a letter and match to the book. So there's 2 letters from each book in here that will be unique to said book. So we're going to match it up and see what we get. And I'll take this one. It's a G. There we go. So let's see what book has a G. Okay, When Night Breaks. And she had a note on this. I have to start this book before bedtime. So it doesn't say that I have to read it only at bedtime, but for the first, when I begin it, it's supposed to help me get to sleep, I guess. Matches my shirt. So I know this is part 2 of Where Dreams Descend. I normally don't like carnival, circus kind of settings, vibes, and everything. And this was the exception to the rule. I really enjoyed this one, so I am looking forward to continuing. And I think this one might be down in New Orleans too, or maybe it just has a New Orleans feeling to it. I don't know, but I'll be continuing. And now there was another little card in here. It's another restoration card. This is for the Q class, so she's got 2 for this class. Relocating Pain will be the class subject. Find the box I sent you earlier. She's done this in the past. She'll hear a story that she likes, and she gathers up some things and sends them to me. So let's find out where I put the box. In other words, we're getting Once Upon a Book Club. Get to clear more off that shelf. Since she's a young adult, we'll take the young adult box. Okay. I hope it's a good one. Let's see. Heavy. Okay, we'll be reading This Rebel Heart. Looks like World War II historical fiction. And there are some presents in here. So I will, during the course of going to school at Orilium, film a separate video for this to a vlog opening the gifts and my impressions of the book. Lyrical, historical, infused with magic and motivated by cold hard facts. Lyrical books aren't necessarily my favorite, but I have run into a couple that I like. Okay, so she's a Holocaust survivor. I wonder if this one has trigger warnings. I'm betting maybe a suicide. It's talking about how the river's whispering to her. All right, so I'll be reading This Rebel Heart, and we'll see how it goes by Catherine Locke. And there were no trigger warnings at the beginning. So hopefully this is a good one. Okay, we still have more. Let's see what's in this one. This is for Elemental Studies, the Q class, Boulder Stance. This will be the second unit that they're covering. It looks like we got cards this time. So let me get the books. She wanted to make sure they really know their subject, and it has to be a book over 500 pages. So she sent us a list of 4 that were approved, and I'm supposed to take these 4 aces and assign 1 to each book. Okay, then I simply shuffle the deck and match it. Whatever suit I get, that's the book that I read. Yeah, I got a little teary-eyed. This is my grandmother's bridge deck. I found it today. She and I used to play gin rummy and canasta and everything. This is a chem deck. And I remember sitting on the floor in her room with the baby powder. We would baby powder the cards so they would be nice and slick and to condition them and take care of them. That's what the company recommended. I'll show you the case they came in here in a minute. And they were all in order, sequential order by suit. So shuffling them really good. She had a group of ladies that she played bridge with that went to her church. Anyway. Okay. I think I've shuffled these enough. So I'm just going to reach in here and grab, let's go with this one right here. And it's a club. I'm afraid to look. There's some that I'm more interested in than others. Okay, Thunderhead. I'm okay with that. I was a little scared that Dune would come up, although I do need to read it. Okay, this is part 2 in the Scythe. So I will be continuing on. I'm excited for that. And look, here's her fancy case for the cards. It's silk. You have that, and she had her little address labels too. So anyway, so many memories with this card deck. And there's an order form in there. If one of your cards got damaged, you could send in to get the card replaced. I wonder if they still honor that. I noticed one of the corners was chipped. But anyway, this is her deck of cards. She passed away in 2000, so 23 years ago. But I still have her cards. Okay, let's move on. Oh, we still have more. Okay, here's one. And the card. Animal Studies. Introduction to Domestic Creatures. Pet Pick. Use treats. And she sent me treats. Okay, this one's going to be interesting. Okay, hopefully we're set up well for a pet pick. So the books are going to be Hexed by Kevin Hearn. That's part 2 in the Iron Druid Chronicles. So this is just kind of a placeholder. Originally, I was going to ask the cats to do this, but it didn't go well. So Lily will be our selection committee. We also have Harry Potter, The Chamber of Secrets, Part 2. I will be reading the special illustrated edition, but I'm not putting that on the floor for the dog to walk on. Potentially drool on. Ew. And I have Part 2, The Baker Street Mysteries, this is Murder is a Piece of Cake by Valerie Burns. I really enjoyed the first one. And we've got the dog right there. By the way, there wasn't a requirement for this one. It was just to do a pet pick with anything. I picked 4 books that have pets as prominent part of the book. So Hex has Oberon, the Irish Wolfhound. Of course, we have Hedwig, Crookshanks, Wormtail, Scabbers, that's his name, and all of the other pets. And we have a big Mastiff. And then we have Saladin, the cat in 39 Clues. This is part 4. So Lily has allergies, so she doesn't get a treat. But I'm going to go grab some dog food and put those on the books and see how she does. She's really interested in what I'm doing right now. All right, let's hope this works. Wait. Okay. Looks like I'm reading Harry Potter. And she's very thorough. And it looks like Finley wants to play too. Good girl, Lily. I'm going to get my books before she drools all over them. I was hoping she'd pick this one. Okay, at Lily's suggestion, I will be reading this gorgeous edition of Chamber of Secrets. Part 2 in the Harry Potter series. Yeah, this is the big illustrated one. So we've got another bag. And what does this one say? Shape shifting. Let me grab the books that go with this one. It has to be a book with a vampire. Of Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter. Dracula the Undead. This is supposed to be a sequel to Dracula, written by his great-grandson, or edited by, or something like that. Infinity, which is the first one in the Chronicles of Nick by Sherilyn Kenyon. That would be a reread. And Vampire Academy, which also will be a reread. This is by Rochelle Mead. Okay, so for this, we're looking for a color match. So I'm going to draw into the little bag, and whatever color I pull out of here, it has to be the dominant color in the book. Okay. Let's see what we got in here. I'm going to take, it's little pieces of yarn. I'm holding the gray. So the gray one, which is clearly a vampire hunter. And if you wanted to see, there are 4 pieces of yarn in there. Red, blue, black, black, and the gray. So, but we are going with gray. Should have maybe made that a swatch of fabric or something. So hopefully that showed up on the screen. But I loved the movie. It was charmed, historical fiction, quite gruesome. So I'm excited to see if the book is just as good. So it's an original vampire tale with humor, heart, and bite. And I know for a fact the vampires are bad guys in this one. And Abraham Lincoln, go out there and use his axe. I guess since that's for her shape-shifting class and it's about fangs and everything, this is probably a cautionary tale. You gotta watch out. My cats are angry at each other. I'm gonna go see if I need to intervene. I will be back. All right, we have a great stack of books waiting for a school to start. So Nosilla did say that she was signing up for some extracurricular stuff. So we will have more books to read for that, and we will determine those later because she hasn't sent me the information for that. And we also have to find out what our school schedule is. I'm a little concerned because she said there might be a problem with it, but I don't know. We will find out soon, I hope. I'll be sure to pass it on and let you know as soon as it's all figured out. All right, I hope y'all enjoyed this. Keep an eye out for the rest of my TBR for the Magical Readathon. And that's all right, we will be time blocking once again. And it's gonna be a bumpy ride in August, but it'll be a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.